Jessica. Welcome to Shamu Stadium. How's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for joining us today. Your curiosity is wonderful. And just like you, it was my own curiosity about nature that led me to working right here at SeaWorld. We receive so many questions about killer whales each and every day, from kids and grown-ups of all ages. We've gathered these questions and put them all together in this Killer Whales Up Close book to share with you today. And we've connected the book so you'll be able to see everything up on the big screen. Now, if you're ready to get started, it's my privilege to introduce you to Kristi.
Beautiful animals. Now coming out first, ladies and gentlemen, is our very first baby killer whale born right here at SeaWorld, San Diego. She is 27 years old. She teaches us a lot. This is Orkid. Now joining Orkid is a 22-year-old female. She knows how to speak dolphin as well as killer whale. Her name is Shouka. And last but certainly not least, he's our largest killer whale here at the park. He is weighed in at just under 10,000 pounds and is 39 years old. Take notice of his very large pectoral flippers. This is one of the ways that you can tell the difference between a male and a female killer whale. Help me welcome Ulises. And right here on stage, we call him our Kristi whale. His name is Ikaika. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please take notice of the large open white spots just in the back of the killer whale's eyes. Now, researchers suggest that these white open eye spots help them to coordinate hunts, but they also help them to coordinate behavior. Let's watch. SeaWorld San Diego is home to 11 killer whales. We have 5 males and 6 females. Our killer whales range in age is just 4.5 months old to 15 years old.
You can see how different each killer whale is. But did you know there are even bigger differences in the wild? Would you be surprised if I told you there are actually different kinds of killer whales? Scientists refer to them as ecotypes. They live in different habitats, they have different body types, and they even pursue different kinds of food. But even though ecotypes are different, they're all still considered members of one species, or Sinus orca. One of the questions we get asked all the time is how big does a killer whale grow to be? Well, that answer depends on which ecotype you're talking about. Is it a 16-foot female in Iceland or a 30-foot male in Antarctica?
The remarkable thing about killer whales, no matter which type, is that they are found throughout our global ocean, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, and literally everywhere in between. They are found in so many different habitats and depend on such a variety of marine life for survival that killer whales are more intertwined with the fate of our ocean than any other marine animal. Truly, these awesome animals are the living symbol of our ocean, representing so much more than their own species.
Questions we've gotten here. Here we go. So many people wonder about our trainers. In fact, raise your hand if you've ever wanted to be an animal trainer. Wow, that's a lot. Then you should meet our team of dedicated trainers who interact with our family of whales every day. On the main stage, we've got Lindy, Harley, Kristi, and what they do here every day. And that reminds me of another one of your great questions. Here it is. Do the trainers talk to the whales? I'll let you answer that one, Kristi.
That is a great question. You know, we may not talk to the killer whales like you and I talk to each other, so we've trained the killer whales with different hand signals, which helps us to communicate with them. Our ongoing communication allows us to grow the very strong relationships that we have with these whales. Because of this connection, one of the things that we're able to do is answer important questions through research.
Here at SeaWorld, we have a unique opportunity to conduct research about killer whales, asking important questions that can only be answered in a setting like this. So much of what we learn here is being used to help killer whales in the wild. Of course, there are other questions that can only be explored by studying whales in the ocean. By exploring questions both at SeaWorld and in the wild, our combined research gives all of us a better understanding of killer whales and the places they live.
And that's what I call working together. Research flowing in both directions, from our park to the wild and back again. That way everyone benefits. Okay, let's go ahead and do another question. Oh, perfect. This individual wonders why whales jump. And I just happen to have an emoji. Look. You know, killer whales communicate in a lot of different ways. Sometimes they vocalize, and sometimes they use their body. A jump like that is full of reach. They're making a sound on top of the water. When a whale uses its body to slap the water, it creates a commotion both above and below the surface. This could be either to show their excitement, or display a little power, or even to get the attention of other whales. Some of you may have heard about Talia's new calf, Amaya. Our SeaWorld social media fans actually helped us name her. And here at SeaWorld, we watch newborn calves rely on their mothers for everything, from the very first moment of birth.
As a calf grows and gains some independence, it is looked after by other whales in the pod too. They help the mother protect the calf, teach it survival skills, and show the calf how to romp and play. Killer whales live in family-like groups known as pods. Like human families, their pods can range in size, from just a handful of whales up to a few dozen.
And do you know who leads the pod? You might think because the males are so much larger that they're in control. But no, it's the females who are in charge of the group. Okay, here's another one of those important questions. Does having a killer whale breeding program at SeaWorld help whales in the wild? Absolutely. Our successful breeding program helps us understand the developmental needs of pregnant mothers, newborn calves, and young killer whales. This is critical information because that is the time when killer whales are most vulnerable in the wild. Gaining this kind of knowledge is only possible through the research we're able to do right here at SeaWorld.
Recently, SeaWorld worked with researchers from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, to help them develop a model for identifying when a killer whale is pregnant by looking at aerial images of the animal in the wild. Prior to this cooperative effort, where SeaWorld provided direct, unparalleled access to our pregnant whales, researchers had no solid way of knowing whether or not a female in the wild was carrying a calf.
Okay, let's bring the whales back out for another one of those great questions. Who takes care of you, Shamu? I love that question because it lets us give you a peek at how much we care about these extraordinary animals. Hey, Kristi, are the trainers ready?
We are ready, Jessica. You know, the training that you're about to see actually helps us to take care of the whales. Now, you see, Orkid is in a layout position and she's offering Lindy her tail flutes. Now, what we do is do a step-by-step process where our veterinarians actually come down. They can actually feel where the mate is so that they can take a blood sample to assess our killer whale's health. Now, on the right see Shouka in a moment. Carly's going to ask her for slide-out behavior. Now, this behavior can be asked anywhere in our facility. When it's asked in our back room, we actually have a scale so we can weigh our animals. Nice try, Shouka. Now, by weighing our animals every week, we can ensure that the killer whales are staying healthy and to ensure that the calves are growing properly. Now, these hiding behaviors that you're going to see with Ulises is behaviors that killer whales do in the wild and here at SeaWorld. These behaviors ensure that our killer whales get the exercise that they need each and every day.
I know our guests also wonder, how much does a killer whale need to eat every day to stay healthy?
Well, you know, just like you and I, each one of our killer whales has unique dietary needs. Now, Orkid is 27 years old. She weighs in at 6,000 pounds and eats 120 pounds of fish each and every day. Now, Shouka weighs a little bit less. She weighs in at 5,000 pounds and eats 110 pounds of fish each and every day. Now, it's important to note, no matter what our killer whales do, whether it is participating in a show, learning a new behavior, or just hanging out with us while we feed them, they get all the food each and every day, regardless of what they do.
Because we've been able to determine how much killer whales eat at different stages throughout their life, researchers in the field can use this information to determine if ocean habitats are healthy enough for killer whale populations to thrive. And that kind of information is invaluable.
You know, food, exercise, and veterinary care are all our killer whales need. We need to make sure that the killer whales' minds are stimulated and enriched. They get this type of stimulation through learning, interaction, and play. If you take a look up at the screens, you can see an example of our killer whales playing with a few of their toys. Now, we have all different types of toys that we can give them. You can see there's kelp that we can retrieve from the bay. And of course, we have special jello for our animals that does not contain sugar. Now, this is a great opportunity for all of you to see a play session. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see Lindy interacting with Orkid. Now, they have excellent eyesight, so Orkid can see Lindy as she continues to move around the stadium. Now, I mentioned earlier that Orkid is probably our smartest killer whale. She understands concepts that other killer whales seem to have difficulty learning. So you can see just how good her eyesight is. Uh-oh! Nice throw, Lindy. Now what she's feeding her is that special jello. Let's see if Orkid can take this jello from one of our guests. Whoa. Very nice, Orkid. Now if you focus your attention over to the right-hand side, you can see Carly, and she's playing with Shouka. This is one of her favorite things. She's just taking a cup and pouring water in her mouth on her pectoral flippers. Now this is for fresh water. How many of you think that the killer whales drink water? Well, they don't. You know how they get their water? It's actually from the fish that they eat. So what we've learned is that killer whales love to interact with their trainers. They seem to really like the different feel of warm water on their skin and on their tongue. And if you take a look at stage, you can see Vicki just finished up with a water spray on Ulises' tail. So each killer whale has a unique personality, and it's our job to learn which each whale likes, what they find rewarding, and how they like to play with their trainers. Great job, you guys! You know,
Okay, I know all the kids want to know who would win if a killer whale squared off with a great white shark. Who thinks the shark would win? Raise your hand. Now, who thinks the killer whale would win? Yeah, you see, a shark hunts alone, while a killer whale hunts with their pod. So it's not even a competition. Killer whales have even been known to hunt a blue whale. Do you know how big a blue whale is? At over 80 feet. It's the largest animal ever to have existed on the planet. But killer whales can hunt these huge animals because they coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate. They work together as a group to overcome challenges much bigger than themselves. We've learned a lot from them about how to overcome the challenges our ocean faces. In fact, if we collaborate like the killer whales, we could change the fate of the ocean and our world. Wow, now that's a lot of questions, isn't it? Believe it or not, we get them every day.
We sure do. You know, killer whales communicate using all sorts of sounds. Let's listen. You know, each killer whale, each pod has their own unique dialect, their own sound, but don't forget they use body language too.
Sometimes they blow bubbles, bump into each other, or even scratch each other with their teeth, causing rape marks. These are the multi-line marks you may see on the skin of some dolphins and killer whales. This is just one of the ways that animals display dominance over one another during social interactions both in the wild and here at SeaWorld. We've just learned how killer whales vocalize and use body language to communicate with each other. But do you remember how we communicate with them? That's right, with signals. Here at SeaWorld, we communicate with our whales, and we want the next generation to be able to do the same.
Well, hello everyone. I'm back down here with our new guest. This is Kristi. He's all the way from Massachusetts. Are you ready to be the killer whale? Awesome. Well, come on up here, Kristi. We're going to have you sit right here. Now, Orkid is looking at you. So we're going to have you give her a signal and see how you do as a trainer, okay? First off, turn around in a circle. Try it again. Go ahead. And look at that, Kristi. You're dancing with Orkid. Very nice. Now, this is my favorite signal. Put two hands out like this and throw them over your head. Very nice. Yeah, she loves that signal too. Ready? Take your right hand, put it on your left shoulder. Drop your hand down towards your feet. There you go. You know what she's going to give you, Kristi? A nice wave. Hello. Well, Kristi, I want to thank you. I want to give you this whale tail to help you remember your day here today with Orkid. It was a pleasure meeting you. We have one final behavior. What I want you to do is turn this way, look up at the camera, and we're going to get a nice shot. Everyone, let's hear it one more time for Kristi and his new friend, Orkid.
Awesome, we've got some more questions. These are some really common questions that we always get. First one, why do some dorsal fins curve? That's a great question. You see, dorsal fins don't have any skeletal support, such as bones or cartilage, to support their height or weight. They're made completely of connective tissue. If the animal spends more time at the surface, the tissue in the bend will weaken and the fin will start to bend. We occasionally see curved dorsal fins in the wild and here at SeaWorld. Next question, how fast can they swim? Well, first you have to figure that some killer whales weigh around 5,000 pounds. That's 2.5 tons. That's about the size of a pickup truck. Now imagine that big body sprinting at speeds close to 30 miles an hour. Not bad, right? Next question. How much water can their tails splash? Their tail, or flukes as they're called, can fling a whole lot of water, about halfway up these stands. Last question. If all the whales splash all at once, could they get the whole audience wet? Well, maybe not the whole audience. realize they represent more than just themselves. Truly, to better understand the killer whale is to better understand the ocean. I know the idea of taking care of the ocean is sometimes too big to grasp, but maybe if we can care about a single animal like the killer whale, then maybe we can care about our ocean too. And let's be real, the challenges our ocean faces are enormous. But if we join together, we too can make a difference and take better care of the ocean. Never stop wondering about the natural world around you. Be sure to visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com for your free download of the Killer Whales Up Close book and share it with your family and friends. And from all of us to all of you, thank you for coming, thank you for wondering, and thank you for caring. And